Had a
Damn.
child who now lives with the man, and he told the story, and the kid's like, wow, that's like the story of Christmas.
What the fuck?
I can't remember if it was like a song in the form of a story, or just like a comedy story. It's been a while since I heard it, but I do remember the gist of it.
That's not just a little bit fucked up, maybe.
Oh, we found an impure object. So occasionally we'll find an impure object. It's basically an engram. So we purify it, turn into
Oh
a bow.
god.
So
Look at
that
this bow.
so that's another way you can get gear besides just forging it. Is sometimes your Tenko will bring you impure gear.
I think it's weird.
Well, it's our little helper. It gets to eat our infinite supply of fish, and then it brings us stuff.
Never trust a kitsune. It's already plotting to kill you. Who is this? Speaking of kitsune.
Somebody very important. It's Kika. She just wants to have a friend.
I have a different role.
She actually has the hardest job here, but I'll wait till the story explains it.
I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. The jokes are going off the rails.
We're going
Uh,
off the rails on a Koei train.
God, Brain, are you okay? Uh,
Oh yeah,
Kiko just.
by the way, Fugaku's got a revenge story to share with us.
Oh God, Kikaku just works in the same brothel that the Shrine Maiden does. Don't worry about it.
Alright, so now that we've talked to all of the side NPCs, we had to go back into HQ, get a little bit more story, and then fight another boss, I think, like right away.
I'm surprised Yamato doesn't have you just like wearing a full like fucking snowsuit type garment. Just covers everything.
Have you seen how people dress here? She is quite
That's
modest.
that's a fair point. A lot more modest than Tifa over there. Your stream is just had a bit of a stutter, and the quality just dropped like through the floor. The quality is now in hell.
Hopefully that's just a you thing. Because it's coming up okay on mine so far.
It just came back up to 720p.
I think it's just a you thing, because mine didn't do that.
I was about to say for a second, like the stream's quality was down there partying with Satan.
Ah, 666p, I see.
Oh god. No, it was 999, the better version of Satan.
Or 333, the true Satan.
The true Satan? I never heard that one.
Well, like, 666 doesn't really make much sense, because all the magic lore is threes. So 3 3s or 3 9s would be more arcane than 3 6s. Because 3 6s is only like 3 sets of 2 3s instead of 3 sets of 1 3 or 3 sets of 3 3s, right?
Fair point. You make a fair point.
Okay, we can do these in any order, but we're going to do them as intended. So the decoy missions are just bosses.
Look at this boss.
And this is why I said I don't have to worry too much about farming bosses at this stage.
Because they just straight up have you fight the boss.
Yeah, like, it's canon to fight lots of the bosses.
Don't get raped.
Like, it's unlikely. Although it did
Would
kill
not
me
take
last
much
time.
business.
I think this set of Yamato armor is actually better suited for this boss, though. But I'm definitely picking up all these items first. A pure lotus. Too bad the same can't be said for the Warframe one anymore. The fan arts are real. The worst thing about the spear jump is that by the time you land, the enemy is moved, and your attack has become irrelevant.
So apparently they're modifying the focus system again in the new Plains of Eidolon, in another Plains of Eidolon update.
If they're making it cheaper, I want a refund.
The following have been refunded so that you may redistribute as you please: focus points and brilliant Eidolon shards.
Probably because of that whole scandal with the ban bot.
The what?
A lot of people got auto banned because there was basically a programming error in the Eidolon shards where you could trade them for 25,000 endo.
Oh.
And people got auto banned for suspicious activity. It was unintentional, but it happened. And a lot of people got cheesed.
Geez, I wonder why. The cost of focus as a whole is now roughly half of what it was before. Focus abilities have been tweaked to improve usability and to bring overall power levels to the 5 schools closer together. Shared pool capacity now.
Okay, so that we don't have to invest in a pool for every single individual one.
Looks like it. The new costs. To get to rank 5, it's only 198,000 as opposed to 262. Rank 4 is 153. Rank 3 is 154, and rank 0 is 40.
Not sure what happened there. Holy God.
Focus school ability changes. Xenurk, Void Singularity's pull speed has been doubled. Lightning Dash now costs 10 energy per cast. For Vazarin, Guardian Blast now grants 160 shields at max, up from 100. Protective Dash now grants 5 seconds of immunity at max, up from 2 seconds. Anadu, Void Spawn.
Ah, Dick Waffle, I was just about to unleash my attack. Got interrupted. So, this spider, although he doesn't grow extra limbs, does regrow the spider pods on his back, which let him summon little ones. Unfortunately, that's a feature that cannot be negated.
Really?
Yeah,
That's pretty well fucked.
some bosses that regrow parts regrow consumable attacks.
That's aggravating.
Like there's a snail demon that after you knock the shell off, the shell will regrow, but you can only get an item from it the first time.
Damn. That's annoying. Am I allowed to keep reading the build notes?
Sure.
I'm just trying to fill dead air, and I know it interests you. For An auto Void Spines now reflect 100% damage at max, up from 25. And Stone Skin now adds flat armor, 60 for both Warframe and Operator at max. And Madara, Void Strike now continues accumulating damage boost over multiple uses of Void Mode. Each rank adds attacks up to a maximum of 8. And Blazing Dash now stuns enemies as opposed to Ragnarling. So those are kind of the rebalancing changes.
What was Naramon?
There wasn't any for Naramon.
So it was already perfect?
Evidently.
I chose right.
Added Zal strikes and amps to the equipment tab on player profiles. Zal and amp mastery gain is also now tracked.
Yeah, because I think right now you have to fully master all the Zaws before the Zaw node gets filled on the codex.
Okay. Added a 750-day daily tribute reward, the Guiding Rose Cache. This cache includes Guiding Rose Glyph, Exilis Adapter, and a 3-day Affinity Booster.
That's pretty good stuff.
And added resistance, armor type, and health type information to the Eidolon Vonvalis Codex entry.
That's really handy. They should have had that ahead of time.
The following incursions can now occur in caves scattered around the plains: exterminate, assassinate, and cache recovery. The objectives in these incursions are the same as they are in the plains, but there is now a chance for these to randomly take place in caves. Bait, Dye, and Pheroma now affect your squad.
That was the spear special, by the way.
You can now throw Pheroma and Luminous Dye like bait, and Dye, Pheroma, and Bait now only work in a certain radius around its casting point. Any player fishing within this radius of the casting point benefits from its effects.
That sucks for Dye, because Dye is awesome with unlimited range right now.
Well, what it does is any player staying within that range get the effects of Dye.
Yeah, but it also limits the range of Dye, where before, if you use it, the effect of the Dye follows you around. Well, it's said you throw it like bait, so the point that it goes in the water, it'll have its radius around only there, whereas right now, the Dye is a radius around the player, and it moves with you. So it's become stationary now. So it's actually a little worse.
But your whole squad can use it, so.
Yeah, it's better if you fish in a group. But it's
Reduced
awful.
Fish escape speed when spooked.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Mass Vitrify is no longer invulnerable and now has sections that break off and explode as it absorbs incoming damage. The amount of damage absorbed scales with power strength and armor. Explosion damage scales with power strength. Mass Vitrify no longer has a duration and remains until recast, destroyed from damage, or smashed with Shattered Blast.
So it's become more like Snow Globe. I kind of liked when it was indestructible, though.
Gara is still... Here's their explanation. Gara is still relatively new as far as Warframes are concerned, but since her release, we found, and many players have found, that an invulnerable and almost impenetrable barrier doesn't allow for very engaging gameplay experiences. We know that other Warframes also have powers with similar issues, but adding a shattering component to Mass Vitrify is a change we could easily implement that's consistent with Gara's Glass theme, while also making Mass Vitrify more interactive. With these new changes, we can tweak the absorption and explosion values as necessary to make sure Mass Vitrify is both fun and effective. Please keep your feedback constructive and let us know what you think after you've had a chance to test these new changes.
Alright, so now we have Pursuit Bolster, which is our first magic-specific one. It increases damage from Pursuit, so nothing too special.
Does he have Pursuit?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here.